Live. We are live. All right, thank you all for coming. We will begin as always by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Excellent. Public comment, anyone out there? Any public comment? No, online?
Nobody online.
All right, should we give them a second to raise their hand? All right, look at that, 2 down. Approval of the agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Abstention? Look at number 4. I sadly have not looked at the minutes. Did anyone take a look at the minutes from the last?
Yes,
Yes,
I read them.
pretty
They
accurate.
look great.
All right, I'm cool with that. Can we have a motion to approve the minutes? So,
Second.
thank you very much. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? And abstentions. Look at this, we are almost halfway through. Number 5, attendance and tardy data.
Well, I sent out the attendance and party data, except we have been, it is deceiving. That's what I wanted to put forth, is that it's deceiving because this does by day. So if you look, Jen and I took a deeper dive into Strong today, for example. So if you look at these numbers, the first number, which is the membership, represents all of our students, which is 401 students, 468 days, which is where we were the day we captured this data.
I was gonna say, when I saw that number, I thought, okay, where did this number?
Yeah, because
come
we're
from?
not all the way through the year yet. So
Okay.
that represents the day we captured the data. Then this means that the total present is the total of 160 days, and then the absences is 8 days. The percentage is 95%, which looks good. What's deceiving is that in these numbers, we have 173.
27,
What?
127.
127. We have 127 students who have been out for more than 10 days.
Hmm.
So what we wanted to bring forward, obviously, is that we need to dive in and look at this a lot deeper, but 95% is not an accurate representation of how much students are missing school. Yes, yeah. So, this is, the schools have ways of sending home the letters when students are beyond 10 days, which all of those go out, but we've started having meetings with DMYFS. They want to be our partner in absence, truancy, and tardy work. So we're starting to meet with them. We've met with them a couple of times this year already to put together a more comprehensive plan. And Jen is in the process of applying for the LEAP grant from the state, which is a grant that'll help us with all of these issues with school attendance. So I looked at this and I was like, oh, wow, this doesn't look too bad. But then when you drill down, it's still a concern.
I haven't looked at the LEAP grant in a long time. It was originally designed just for the big urban districts. Has that changed?
I think it's changed since COVID
Yeah,
because,
I haven't.
Okay.
Looked at it, I haven't gotten deeply into it yet,
Yeah.
I have both grants the other grant sitting on my desk too. But you know what, I think I'm going to apply for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, right?
Yep.
It is a needs grant,
Mhm.
but we're.
No, that-
I'm gonna make the argument that we need it.
Yeah.
So, whichever way, the data looks, and I'm hoping to, I know Claudia's been wonderful at, Durham Middlefield Youth and Family Services. She's jumped into a lot of the attendance, and if we can collaborate,
Yeah.
with her in the community setting too. But we definitely, we have the numbers.
Yeah,
to show
yeah.
We need it.
I think part of that conversation is if. Unfortunately, I was involved the first year and I am no longer involved the first year, so
Yeah.
it could have changed.
It's changed, I
Um,
believe it's changed.
Be good, because it was supposed to be a broad look at attendance, and then it became you were only allowed to do home visits.
Yeah.
which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but going in, if that's still the case.
Yeah.
Like that conversation, do we want to do home visits? And if the answer is no, the LEAP grant may not be what we want, but again, it's been 4 years, so I don't know how it's changed.
Yeah.
That's just something I would say to look into.
We also wanted to talk about COG Academy. I don't know if everybody knows what COG Academy is, but that is our kind of internal in-house alternative placement for students who are at risk for a variety of reasons and might have very unique needs. And they have been for a while at risk of not graduating, not completing work. So we have an in-house alternative program at the high school, and it's called COG Academy. It's actually, you know, even legally a separate school, you know, in our system. And so that's why the absences look higher there. And MTA, of course, is Middlesex Transition Academy. That's the next highest,
Oh, is it?
11.8%.
I'm surprised.
How many kids do we have at COG Academy? Ish, because I'm sure it changes.
It, 10.
10,
Yeah.
yeah.
There were 12 are registered.
And you know, part of the reason why they're in COG Academy is because they don't come to school.
Because it's
Right.
with Witness.
Right.
Yeah.
And so COG Academy is trying to make an environment where we can get them in, they can do work, they get more individual attention. We focus a lot on, you know, some students will do a partial day because they work in we really
Yeah.
try and do everything that we can to make sure that they can graduate.
One of the things I've seen, and I don't know if it applies to our kids, is what they do is they take one class at a time
Mhm.
for 6 hours or however many hours, and that way they can not, because some of these kids can hold it together.
Yeah.
Right, for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But then they fall apart, and if you do one class at a time, they can knock out a credit
We do that. with
before
it.
they fall
Yes.
apart, and then they come back and they can knock out another
Yeah.
credit. I just threw it out there. I don't know.
Some of our kids do that through Edgenuity.
Yeah.
When
Yep.
we have them online through Edgenuity,
Yeah.
they do like to focus on one class.
Yeah.
Get that done,
Yeah.
you know, you get through
Yep.
and then do the next class. So that is, that is, again, it's very individualized, so it depends on, you know, what works best for each student.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of them just like that, they can see the progress, they get to 50%, 75, 80%, they see the light at the end of the
Yeah.
tunnel, and then, oh, they're done,
Yeah.
get the credit
Yeah.
and move on to the next class.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you said you're digging into the data, like how are you looking to disaggregate?
So I think what we need to, we dove into strong first, right? That's just our sample. But what we need to do is we need to look at the number of students who have more than 10 days absent, right? And then we need to get that number, and then we need to actually see if there's a pattern. Is it Monday, Friday? You know, is it, is it weather dependent? Well, I have one student that I spoke to recently who said she just doesn't want to come to school in the winter.
Same, sis.
Yeah, so we'll try and look at everything and get more detailed
Mhm.
information. But I was even surprised at how deceiving this data looks.
Do you know how many of the of those 127 are high school?
Of those 127, those are all middle school only.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
that's just wrong.
Yeah,
That's just strong.
wow.
Yeah, too high of a number.
Yeah.
Does it take into account field trips?
It does not take in, because those wouldn't be in absence.
Just absences.
So is it only full day absences too?
We do it by half day, I think, right? Is it by half day?
I don't know how I believe it's, well,
We can check on that,
yeah,
but
I don't
they-
know.
if
how it
somebody,
comes out.
like, we
It-
can't say
that's right.
somebody's absent if they were here for an hour, because technically they were here.
Right.
But I can check on like exactly if we do
No,
it
I
by the
think it's-
hour or if it's half or whole day.
Yeah, I think it's at least 3 hours.
At least
or more, I believe.
And then these are both excused and unexcused.
Yes.
absences.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we can disaggregate that way too.
Right,
You know,
right.
sick or just unexcused. Okay.
And then, of course, look at their grades, because some of them,
Mhm.
if they have good grades and they're missing this, like That's
Different
on
issue-
us.
That's a different issue.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Any other questions from the team? All right, keep us posted.
Okay,
All right, number 6 is also you.
all right.
Look at us churning through the
Yes,
agenda.
we are. Challenging behavior, so once a year, and again, we have how many days left of school? Somebody must know exactly how many days. I don't count the days till the end of school, but
8,
8 more days.
9,
That's for the high school.
10.
I think it was 12 get-ups this morning, so it's 11 tomorrow, and I only know that because I was with teachers and students yesterday.
So I will adjust this if we have any additional challenging behavior incidents between now and the end of the year. This is our full year of data for challenging behavior incident reports. So this is a step above the Linkit data that you've been looking at, the behavior data that we've been checking out with our graphs. These are actual challenging behavior forms that have been filled out in investigations with follow-up. And these are ones where either the district can report it, or a parent can report it, or a student can report it, saying that something happened where there is a significant disruption to their education or to the ability to be educated. So we had 2 at Brewster, and that is 2 students. We had 2 at Lyman, and that is also 2 students. We had 12 at Strong, and that represents 7 students. And we had 3 at the high school. And that's 3 students. So again, there are a lot of other, there you see things in Linkit. There could be other things that take a different course, like there could be something that takes a Title IX or a Title VI route. These are the actual challenging behavior incidents that we've worked on this year. It's been an interesting process because this is all new with the school climate law in Connecticut. So we're not unique in this in 13, but this has been a lot of building the plane while we're flying it this year. So we've been looking at the school, the climate, the challenging behavior forms, how it compares to the climate policy, the investigation, we're changing things on the forms, and then we have the response notification form that goes to parents at the end. So as we go through each one, we're tweaking something that needs to be fixed, and then where they all go. So I think at the end of this year, I think we're actually in a good place in terms of having good complete forms that have everything that we need, and we have a good process down for how the whole thing happens.
I have a half-formed thought, as I was just wondering if it would be valuable to, when we look at any of the data, whether it's the attendance or challenging behaviors, is reporting them until Memorial's open, sorry, 3 Oaks. I don't know, 2, 3 Oaks, the 5th grade. Yeah, I just think that, again, I don't know why, so it's a half-baked idea, but it'd be interesting to pull it out.
Yeah. Mhm. I think it's given us a good opportunity to look at, it was an adjustment for our school administrators to not do traditional bullying type things. Like it really was an adjustment. But I think the challenging behavior with the connections to the climate law has allowed us to do more restorative work in every part of the process where it's appropriate. And so that's been a good thing. I think it's been better in terms of those times where you need to do a dual investigation. You know, are you investigating it under this, or this? And if yes, it's Title IX, then where's your concurrent investigation? So I think it has actually helped us to have better processes.
Do you know how many are like violent, how many are racialized, how many, well, or discriminatory in general?
I was gonna give you that data, but with 2 here or
Right.
3 there.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about with
Yep.
those low numbers of giving too
Yeah.
much detail.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say out when we have bigger numbers, so I'll give you that because I don't want bigger numbers.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if is it possible to like do violent versus verbal
Yeah, I can do that.
or physical versus verbal?
Yeah. The other thing that is important to note is that we have, students who have significant behavioral needs where there are behavioral plans. That doesn't necessarily result in a challenging behavior form. This is when something bad has happened and we need to investigate it, behavior between two students or two or more students. This doesn't necessarily mean that we have a student who has behavioral needs who becomes dysregulated and we have to clear a classroom. Like, we track that in different ways.
Is there a way to tell the effect of restorative practices? Because that's really been more district-wide than before. If it's had any impact and what kind of an impact it's had on the incidences and types of behaviors.
I don't think we'll know yet, since it's our first year, but hopefully a year from now, we will see some decline in our behavior data, because we've done good restorative work. And we do try and focus that 90% of our restorative work should be proactive.
Nice.
You know, it should be the way that we speak to each other, the way that we interact, the way that we try to communicate, the way we run our classrooms. All of those things is where we should focus. It really should only be like about 10% that's after something happened. And actually, at the next board meeting, I have a summary of what we've done this year for restorative practices with some ideas about where we go next.
Okay.
We certainly have anecdotal
Yeah.
evidence and scenarios that have been really positive, but I don't know the quantifying that is challenging.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the longitudinal data should be really good. Although it's interesting because it's happening at the same time as the change.
Right.
Yeah.
So we won't necessarily know, but the bottom line is, to me anyway, that restorative practices is research-based, proven to work
Yeah.
anyway,
Right.
right? So
Mhm.
we can attribute a lot of it to that, I would think.
I don't know, Pete, have you noticed? I mean, it's only your first year here too, so I don't know if you would notice a difference in any way using restorative.
The kids are very calm. You know, we've talked about, we've had like full circles in my classroom after I did the book club. I wanted to try some of the stuff that we worked on. And the kids are receptive to it, you know, and instead of, you know, a traditional like, oh, here's the reason why, and you have to like, we talk about it. And the behavior seems to like ebb away from it happening. They're more receptive to, I think they just feel more respected and valued through the process.
Mhm.
And I don't see a lot of like crazy behaviors.
Mhm.
So I think it's working.
It's good to hear.
Do you hear the kids sometimes say use the words, use the language? Like, I love when that happens. Like,
Statements.
I see you.
Okay.
Microaggression, that was a microaggression.
Mhm.
Can't do that.
I'll never forget the first time a sixth grader said that to me. Mitt, that was a microaggression. I was like, was it? Like, you know, you're right. I apologize. So after, I think this can fit here. After our last meeting, you sent an email. I don't know, do you want to talk about any of those? I pulled it up, so you don't have to have it memorized. I'm just looking to see if we should discuss any of the points that you brought up.
I don't even remember that.
So, well, all right, so one of the questions was only office referrals being included in behavioral data.
Yeah, it's just, if we did every little thing, we wouldn't do anything else. You know, this is our, I think I put in the email back to you that, you know, research says that teachers make more decisions per minute than every other profession except air traffic controllers. So, you know, if we said, you know, put your pencil down, sit down, or, you know, I know you can't go to the bathroom. Like, if we did all of those things, you know, it would be too much. So it's really just it's the ones that get reported to the office.
And I think it also has, and I think we talked about how there's an interpretation.
Mhm.
And so what one teacher sends out or what one teacher writes up, at least if it goes through the office, there's some kind of, I don't want to call it quality control, but hopefully some kind of consistency, like, oh, this, hello, teacher,
Yeah.
that's yours,
back
not
to you.
ours. Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked about restorative practice and we talked about. I think you asked about like benchmarks and that kind of thing as far as acceptable incidents. And I think it's, again, there's a lot of calibration that has to happen among teachers and administrators, I think. And I think restorative practices is a great tool for that.
We did have one calibration exercise
Nice.
with all admin and principals, and we took I think everybody came with one incident from their school and went over how they would fill out the Linkit form together. That helped us find holes in the form that needed to be corrected, but it also like had some really good conversations came up about how would you report this? Why would you say that that's in the hallway when it, like when it really was here or from class, those kind of things. So we had a good discussion there.
Nice. One of your questions was about teachers feeling supported. And I think that's gonna be a good segue into the survey.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think, and I know that you did respond also, but I also know that I talk fast and plow through. And so I want to kind of honor, I really appreciate the fact that you sent that after. And so I want to make sure that we give you the airtime that you may want. But if not, you can always do the email. Any other thoughts or questions, or discussion about the challenging behaviors? Week time. All right, sweet. All right, climate survey. Is this mine, or do you want to preface it, or?
Just, we talked a little bit about how we need to either create and or select a climate survey to go to staff, students, and parents, guardians. The goals would be, like you said in your last email, the goals are really, what do we really need to know and want to know? My goals would be making it something that we know we can get good longitudinal data from. And maybe so we have questions that we know we want to stick with consistently for many, many years so we can track. And then even maybe we throw in a place for like 4 or 5 rotating surveys for whatever's, or what survey questions for whatever is a hot topic at the time.
Yeah.
At first, the law kind of reads that you have to choose a specific survey. And I reached out to the climate department at the state and they said, as long as your questions are from something research-based, like we can pick and choose and make our own. So I'm usually a fan of making your own. One, because it's free then.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. And you can really customize it for like you were saying, what we really need to know. So my recommendation is to kind of look at all of these different surveys and then to have this subcommittee like come up with a good comprehensive survey. And the nice thing with this is that we're not in a rush. The next time we're due to give a survey is next spring. And then I think we'll alternate with DMYFS every other year. So that we're each giving a survey every other year.
So I think what we could do is, I'll give you a choose your own adventure. One is, I can give you time that I put in AI is ridiculously amazing. What I did is I took Fairfield. Fairfield was heralded as a great, instrument, but they only had, like, they don't have the instrument. They have the data and the report out. I put it into AI and I said, hey, can you find just the questions, pull them out and give me a spreadsheet with the parent, teacher and student, elementary and social, secondary, questions. And it did that. So, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Amazing. So that's in the folder is the Fairfield one.
Okay.
Panorama is in there. Jamie, do you remember Panorama? So Panorama was back in 2014 when we did the new Race to the Top surveys. Panorama had just come off of Shark Tank and got funded by Shark Tank. And they're these little kids, these little 22-year-old boys who graduated Yale, got on Shark Tank, got, buku buckets, and then for what, for better for worse, got hooked into the state. And that was like the required, but it was free for like 2 years. And that was the survey that was provided free by the state for the beginning of the 2014 change. So they still have a lot that is free. And that's in this as well. And one of the things to remember is we don't have to ask all of these questions. Because I think Jamie and I were just, as we were walking in, talking about, like, some of these are just way too, like, I click done. If a survey is starting to get repetitive or just too long, I
Too
X
many,
out
I
it.
don't know. How
Yeah.
will I know? How
Right.
should I know? And
Yeah.
I shouldn't know some of the answers to
Right.
the questions you're asking. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one that I dropped in there was Amity. I didn't, the AI couldn't pull out the questions on that, so it's the full report.
Okay.
But the questions are in there if you're interested in going in and looking. So when I say choose your own adventure, one, we can give you time. I was looking around, we don't have a lot of laptops. So we could, if you can access Google on your phone, we could take some time now for you to just independently look at some of the questions. What do you like, what you don't like? Or we have that higher level conversation about what do we believe we should be looking for? What is our objective? And I agree, longitudinal data, right? What is that section of questions that we're going to ask every single year so we can measure our progress based on those data points?
Mhm. We also have to choose a good time of year to do it. You know, usually places are doing this in June and that's not a great
No.
time to give
No.
climate.
So what, do people have access through your phone to take a look at the stuff in the folder? Just because as long as we're here, and we have the time, because we've plowed through our agenda. So you don't have to do it at home on your own time. We could
Can you
take,
share the folder with me? I don't.
oh yeah, you're right. I
I
probably,
could just go get my computer. My
And-
classroom's right down the hall.
And Jennifer, I can put it up behind you on the screen.
I might. We have.
Yeah, you
We
can
might
give
have
us
to
questions.
use my
Yeah.
access.
I can just display,
Yeah.
Linda, if you tell me which one you want up there.
I think looking at the Fairfield one is a good idea.
And you sent it in an email, right?
I did. At around 9, I think this one is.
Is that because all the questions are there?
Yeah. Jen, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Oh, wrong door.
I was able to get in.
Oh, good.
We're gonna display it.
Are you gonna display it?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you though, Jen.
Jen, you want one so you don't have to turn it off? No, better. Okay.
Thank you. And I'm gonna take advantage.
Yes,
I had a method in my agenda there, is I had to go to the little girls' room. Which is a little room for girls, not a room for little girls. Why does it smell so good in here?
There's a dinner, there's an Iceland dinner tonight.
No, I didn't go to the girls' room. But we're looking at some of the surveys. I've pulled actual surveys and put them in a folder. So we're taking only 10 minutes.
I read all the surveys earlier.
I think
Some-
Linda might have sent some additional ones.
Yeah, she's good.
Hello.
Hey,
Made it up.
oh, my good. I had her meeting.
We looking
So she wants us to start looking at the surveys, so. Where is this? Oh, there's Linda, so she need a. I'm gonna put them up there, if anybody wants to look at them, not on the phone. I just get up and click the board. Is there any particular one you want me to?
Take a
open
look,
up?
Fairfield,
Fairfield.
please.
I was looking at that
Yeah.
on the phone. Waiting room.
Jennifer, it's behind you if that's easier.
Yeah, although, I don't know, which is better, the teeny tiny in front of your eyes or teeny tiny, oh, that's,
There we go.
A little bigger. Yeah, that's good.
and it should be that the tabs on the bottom are the different,
Yeah,
the four
it's
different.
different.
Yeah,
Which one is that? Is
This
that,
is parent guardian from Fairfield.
Do I know how my child is doing before I get my child's report card? Interesting.
I'll tell you something.
I was looking at number 10. My child is learning a lot in school this year. How do you define that?
that's why it's a perception, right? And
Yeah.
so that's why I think it's important to, or to set that objective. Cause for me, the ones that lead towards, being able to say in 2 or 3 years, every child in our schools has an adult they can go to. And every child in our schools feels as though they belong.
Mhm.
And so ones that lead towards that. And again, my bias is I don't really, look. Our kids are gonna do well academically, post-secondary, they're gonna be fine. So I am less concerned with similar to what you said, Lucy, with a parent saying that I feel as though my child has learned a lot.
Mhm.
Like we have other metrics that we can look at to see if that's true or not.
Mhm.
I understand for some people, they're like, well, but community wise, the pride, like there's reasons to ask that question. So I'm not saying it's not an important question, but if we want to focus in on particular pieces for the longitudinal data,
Mhm.
that's not one that I would jump into.
Mhm. And with some of these, do they line, this is the first time I've seen Fairfield. Do they line up where we can compare the answers from kids to parents to?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you can say, kids are reporting this, but parents are reporting this and teachers are reporting this, like, and.
Yeah, and then like if you compare the student, elementary student to the staff.
Yep.
And actually, I had to go find it, but AI did give me that option. I'm like, not today.
Yeah.
But it will show the alignment of number 20 here, number 6 here, number 4 here, or whatever.
What sort of scale do they use?
That's a great question. Let me find it because I downloaded. I hope it's 1 to 4.
On the side. No, it's not on the side.
No, these are just.
No, I have the original one here though, so. They did a 5-point scale, so it's strongly agree, neither agree nor disagree, strongly disagree.
A lot of questions.
It is a lot, yeah.
And that's what we talked about beforehand, is that what we want to do is kind of cherry pick the ones that make sense for us to ask every year. And then maybe a handful that may change, like we track it for 3 years and then the world changes and we go back and we pick a different, or we hit 100%. All right, if we hit 100%, we're keeping it in. But like we see some kind of major improvement, like, okay, good. So now let's use the data to target something else.
Mhm.
I'm also gonna throw out, I'm a stickler for a 4-point Likert scale as opposed to a 5-point Likert scale, but.
That one either agree or disagree. Sometimes people feel that way, but it's very nebulous.
And then what, so one is people will default to that one, and so it skews the data. But also it's for somebody to make a decision, is it good or is it bad?
Mhm.
And then when we report out, you have clear data that this is how many are feel positively and this is how many feel negatively, regardless of the. Like, I think it's good to know, not necessarily that somebody strongly agrees versus agrees, but know this many people or this percentage of people agree and this many people disagree. I think it's,
So you was thinking.
yeah,
What's
I
the
think-
staff
Yeah,
want?
I'm not a fan of the neutral
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Like, I like strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree, and then
no
I have no
evidence.
opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
or like maybe not an NA, but like I have
Yeah.
no opinion on this or
And I think that,
Well, 5 points, but just.
No,
Yeah.
but you put that no opinion at one of the ends.
Yes.
So it doesn't look like it's the neutral
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah. that's,
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
agreed.
I'm
What's
fine
the-
with that.
What's the student one look like? High school
Do
student,
you want high school?
yeah.
I don't love the wording on some of these. Number 10, my child was learning a lot in school this year.
Right,
That's
that's
what
what-
that's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying, sorry, that's.
Yeah, how do you-
We're
how
not
do you know?
educationally
Yeah.
sound in
Right.
any way,
What's the
shape
law?
or form, right?
Right.
You know, this school is a good place to learn.
If that's an elementary student question, I'm cool with it,
Questions.
You know,
right?
that this is for the parents.
Yeah, so yeah,
How
Don't
they
love it.
know.
I also don't know if we want to go with something a
Right.
little bit more gender neutral instead of saying my
Yep.
child likes his or her.
Yep.
his slash her.
There, right.
That's kind of antiquated in
Yep.
today's.
Oh, I know, but his, her,
World we live in,
his,
it
her,
certainly-
used every question that.
Just change the grammar a
His,
little
her,
bit.
Absolutely.
That's why we should start reading.
There.
Yeah.
There, yeah, and
It's
it's
there, you take out his, her, and put in there.
Right through.
not,
Easy enough, right?
again, yeah, it's, I mean, I don't want to sound nitpicky, but those are.
Those are
things
important.
that we-
23 and
Right,
28.
and I think that when we get into the nitty gritty, I think those are the way I look at it is we pick the objective. And then, and again, correct me if this isn't your vision, Sydney, but like if we as a group pick those objectives and then the committee picks questions,
Mhm.
including some of the wordsmithing, and then we bring it back to the committee,
Mhm.
for approval, well, for feedback and approval.
Yeah, I think it sounds great. I like a lot of these questions on the high school student one.
Mhm.
Can we have some of the students look at these questions?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think it'll be helpful.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea is to have a focus group.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think, after the committee picks some,
Like, and when we have a draft, maybe.
Yeah.
right,
Right.
yeah, it's I find it's better to just give them something to.
Part of the process.
Yeah.
Pick their favorite, I don't know, there's 49 high school questions.
Mhm.
Pick their, I don't know, 10 most important or
Yeah.
what questions would they like to get rid of?
Yeah,
Break it
that
out
would
like,
be easier, yeah.
Mhm.
get rid of the ones you think are not applicable or something.
Don't
Right.
help, yeah.
We actually, this is a little bit of an aside, but the leadership team had a presentation today from 3 students on good social media use.
Oh, yeah.
That was really nice. Like, as the district moves into having more of a social media presence, we're having the students drive the train on that one.
Nice,
They did a great job.
nice. Yeah, I noticed that I get more on my feed, like, the MTA came up on
Mhm,
my feed
mhm.
today and I follow COG now with the band. I was very excited to see the band, video. That was great.
Oh, look at this, they got parents down, I didn't even see that at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh. I was gonna say AI only gave you one survey.
No, they took all that data
I see
and,
it all
yeah.
on the bottom, I
Yep.
didn't see that before.
Well, I think another good, as I look at number 31 up there. If we're gonna work with blah, 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 blah,
TMI
all the
fest.
letters,
Mhm.
and again, I'm just spitballing here, I'm not in charge. That would be, to me, a question we let them do,
Mhm,
right? That we
That's their
focus
year.
on academics and belonging
mhm.
in the school. And then they focus on things like that.
Agreed.
And I think that's a powerful combo, that partnership that we have in the making, because
Theirs is every other year, every year.
Every other year. So what we're talking about is alternating years. We do ours, they do theirs the year after, and we keep going that way and share data.
It also needs to be filled out by kids in, like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
wanna take, I don't know, how long
Right.
to do this.
so, good God, I'm like I said, I'll quit 10 minutes in, I'm like, done, and so,
Right,
and in theory, my frontal lobe is fully developed.
theory,
Exactly.
mine's deteriorating.
Oh, don't give up so quickly.
I'm not giving
Well,
up.
deteriorate, but no, the way you look at it is, but it starts right here, so even deterioration, it's still.
Way the hell up there.
It's a little bit overloaded after all these years.
That's right.
of Putting stuff in it.
Um,
I like the staff ones.
I like question 12. I wonder what the check all that applies.
Which one are you on, Jen?
And then the students, secondary, if you don't participate in clubs, activities or athletics after school, why not?
Mhm.
Check all that apply. right?
Oh,
that's a good
Would
one.
it be, would it be job, transportation,
Mhm.
transportation.
Yeah, you could.
Nobody's taking,
That's
buses, we don't have public transportation. I'd love to
Right.
know,
That how they.
cost.
This is how they-
Whatever it is.
so I was telling them what I did is I took
Interest.
I took their report, put it into AI and had it create the spreadsheet.
Yeah,
I switched to elementary, just.
Oh, I like this stuff.
I like this, I like the emojis for elementary
Yeah.
surveys, like the
Yep.
hospital's pain scale.
Right, yeah.
smiley face and stuff.
Mhm.
I'll put this,
Some of the language may not be for elementary.
Mhm.
What it's first graders say about teachers encourage students to do their personal
Yeah,
best.
we have to rephrase that.
Some big words like consequences.
Yeah.
What elementary grade? I mean,
they hear it all the time. But you're right, I agree with you.
hearing it, reading it,
Yeah.
unless they have some
See,
feeding this to
Like,
them.
you're right.
What does that mean? Yeah.
Mhm.
So we created the subcommittee last time, correct?
Yeah,
We did.
All right, so
it's you and me and somebody else.
and I think it's someone from,
DMYFS.
that's the one?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
They need a nickname, I think.
Oh,
So we just
100%.
say
It's
DMYFS
horrifying.
every time.
Like-
I'll ask Claudia about getting them a nickname.
It was like going to the town meeting
Brian and
and
Jade, I know, it's,
saying the dump one over and over again and how it's the dump committee. I'm like, I can, or the dump board. I was like, I can respect that.
What if we call them Big D?
Big D.
Big D.
Can't do that though. Something else. Just saying. Thank you. All righty.
Oh,
You'll have to explain that to me.
Big D energy.
Oh, no.
Well, great.
No.
So far, I've been through parent, staff and elementary, and there's questions that you could just compare right
Yeah.
across the
Yeah,
board.
yeah.
I'm sure the other two are the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask AI to do that too, so
Yeah.
that if we pick one, like if we read the parent one and we're like, oh, we really like this question, we can find the one.
You'll find
that-
it. you'll
in
find
the other ones.
reciprocal one on the others, yeah.
So does anyone have suggestions? I already put out that to me, what's important, and I heard from Sydney. And I got a head nod from this gen, probably from this gen as well, about like things that lead to belonging is one of the pieces that we want to see longitudinally. I can't believe I said that correctly. I know, it's impressive.
According to Maslow, it's important.
100%.
I think like safety, belonging, Like we do have some big buckets that I think we need to look at.
Yeah.
We need to look at safety, we need to look at belonging.
There's facility questions, at least saw one or two of them in there,
Yeah.
that's good.
Like we could actually put them in. I'm just trying to think, we could kind of put them into the core ethical values buckets, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to know if they're challenged at school. I don't know if that fits in. If they feel like they're doing well themselves or challenged.
Do you think that, well, we can do this in the committee, never mind.
Yeah.
I agree. In my head, though, I'm like, that's one that I feel like we don't need to ask staff or parents, that's a kid question.
Right.
Or if their teachers are enthusiastic
Yes.
and different, if they choose different ways to teach them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yep. Anything else that as the committee meets, this committee would like us to take into consideration? And again, you can email me.
Well, the kids always ask for outside learning
Mhm.
somehow, and every time we've had a committee that looked at students, that was always one that came up, that they wanna have something involved in nature, I think. So they always felt that was
Yeah.
important.
So that goes into programming, kind of like that's more
Yeah.
programming piece.
Yeah, there's programming,
Yeah.
what's offered.
Yep.
For high school, you could ask, are they ready to leave?
Which is a great question. I still love the story of the Madison graduates who came back afterwards, like, you did not prepare us for the world we were going out into.
Yeah,
And they were speaking specifically about the diversity in the colleges that they went to.
yeah.
All right, any other ideas from this group right now? And again, it's not a deadline, but if it's on the tip of your tongue.
I have one thing unrelated to the survey, if
Yeah.
that's okay, before we wrap up.
Yes.
I just wanted to let everybody know that the board is reviewing the draft of the vision of a graduate, vision of instruction and strategic plan. And I took out the goals and objectives for climate and culture and sent it to Jennifer and Peter to review, to give feedback on it. Because the rest of you already have it,
Yeah.
from the board, so I'd love to hear your feedback on that before we, put it out and start.
I liked it. I read through it.
Finalize it.
I didn't find anything in it that I didn't agree with or that we talked about.
Okay.
So I say move forward with it.
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay.
I
You know what
agree.
I think I'm gonna
We
do?
can talk more if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that clip of the presentation
Mhm.
and just clip it out.
Yeah.
And can put it in the same, with a folder with the actual documents.
Right.
But have that nice, it must have only been like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was
Even
pretty
less,
short.
yeah,
Mhm.
because I think, yeah,
Cindy, did you send the part about the teachers part as well, like, the vision for?
Yes.
What?
Yep, that's
should
the
have been structured,
sunshine
yeah.
coming down on the tree.
Yeah. that's-
You're the sunshine.
It's a good day for it.
Yes.
Right, that's beautiful out there. All right, so we're at number 8. Any public comment? We have a public.
You set up the wrong meeting.
I know.
You can still make a comment.
Yeah, that's right. Because at the end of the meeting, it doesn't have to apply to the agenda, so.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Anyone online?
We'll double check, but I don't think anyone joined us. Nope.
All right, so that brings us to number 9. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
You do.
I do. How about a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Again,
Thanks, Eric.
I run a heck of a meeting.
But yeah, it's sometimes you can do that.
Yeah, no, it was.
Going tonight?
No.
Enough.
All right, you have a 6-minute break. Those of you staying for, well, I'm kind of saying, I have to run to the library and then I'll be back.